everyone, welcome to Mandarin with Nana Chinese character series. In this episode, we will explore a common component in Chinese characters, the knife. You might wonder why we're focusing on knives. Well, they are more significant than you might think. As one of the earliest tools in ancient China, knives play a vital role in daily lives and were integrated in many characters we see today. So, without further ado, let's dive in. 我们开始吧. In our first episode, we covered different categories of Chinese characters. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking it out first. It's essential for understanding today's lesson. Alright everyone, we know there are two fundamental categories of Chinese characters, one component characters and combined characters. First, let's focus on our component knife from the first category, pictograms. These are characters that resemble the object they represent. To illustrate our component, the knife, let's draw it together. Picture a knife with a blade at the bottom and the handle on top, just like this. Okay, so this shape is the original inspiration for our first character. Over time, ancient Chinese gradually modified this shape into a more stylized symbol, which eventually transformed into the character we see today in modern Mandarin. Dao. Dao. As we mentioned, this is a single component character, meaning it stands alone and means knife. To write this character, we only need 2 strokes. If you're new to writing Chinese characters, grab a piece of paper and a pen and follow along with me. Ready? Let's go! For the first stroke, start with a continuous line that goes horizontal, then turn it vertical, finishing with a small hook at the bottom. The horizontal and vertical parts should be about the same length. For the second stroke, start from about the middle of the horizontal line and draw a vertical line down, curving to the left at the end. Fantastic! Congratulations, you've just written your first Chinese character, Dao. Moving on to the second category, we're still looking at a single component character, but this time it's an indicative character. This means we use strokes to convey an idea. Our new character is derived from the first one and means blade. Let's start by drawing a knife again, just like before. Here. This time, we want to highlight a specific part of the knife. The ancient Chinese thought, why not use a simple dot to point this section out? And that's how we arrived at our second character, 刃. 刃. Which means blade or knife edge. Simple, right? It's a very efficient way to create new characters. To write this character, you will be pleased to know that there are only 3 strokes in total. First, we'll write our first character, Dao, again. So for the first stroke, it's the same continuous line. Go horizontal, then vertical, and finish with a hook. For the second stroke, draw a vertical curve that drops to the left. Finally, for the third stroke, add a dot next to the second stroke in the same direction. Did you get that? Great! Now you've just written your second character, 刃. Now let's begin to level up and explore combined characters. The first type we will look at is associative characters. This means we combine the meanings of different components to create a new character. Let's start by combining our knife with something else. Imagine we have 2 vertical lines. If we want to cut them in half, we'd use a knife to slice right between them. As a result, those vertical lines separate into 2 directions, forming the character 八. In modern Mandarin, 八 means 8, but it originally also meant to separate. Now, if we replace our drawing of the knife with the Chinese character 刀, we create a combined character that means to separate. 分, 分 In modern Mandarin, this character is used more often to represent separate or divide than the character ba. Let's practice writing this character together. There are 4 strokes in total. First, start with a vertical curve dropping to the left, just like the second stroke of dao. Next, draw a curve in the opposite direction, dropping to the right. For the third stroke, write dao. Start with a horizontal line, turn it vertical, and finish with a hook. Finally, add a curve dropping to the left at the bottom. Great job! You've just written your third character, fen. The final category we are going to explore is 形声字, where one component indicates meaning and the other suggests pronunciation. Let's start with our first component, 口. Do you still remember what it means? We covered it in the first episode. The ancient character looks like a smelling mouth. And yes, 口 means mouth. When we combine 口 with 刀, we create the character 召, which means to call or to summon. Here, 口 suggests the meaning because we use our mouth to call, while 刀 hints at the pronunciation. They don't sound exactly the same, 刀and 召, but they are similar. This is a common way for components to suggest pronunciation. It doesn't have to be an exact match. Isn't that fascinating? Up to this point, you might have noticed that for both combined characters we've discussed, fen and zhao, the components are arranged from top and bottom. But can the knife component be combined in other structures? Great question. The answer is yes. For left and right structures, the knife component is tilted into a different shape, like this. Now, this isn't a complete character on its own. It's just a component. This shape is known as a standing knife, and it must be combined with other components to form a complete character. Put it another way, for knife-related characters, the one component character appears as dao, while combined characters can feature components in the form of either dao or standing knife, depending on whether they are structured top to bottom or left to right. Let's take a look at an example of how the standing knife is used in an associative character. First, we have the character 册, which means book. It might not look like the books we have today, but it actually represents ancient Chinese books made from bamboo slips, known as 竹简. Now, when we combine 册 with the standing knife, we create the character 删, which means to delete. This makes sense because we can use a knife to scratch out anything written on those bamboo slips. So we have 删, meaning delete. Writing this character isn't as difficult as it seems. There are only 7 strokes in total. Let's break it down. Start with 侧. The first stroke is a vertical line that slightly curves to the left. The second stroke is a short horizontal line that turns vertically, followed by a tick. The third and fourth strokes are just like the first 2 strokes, copy-paste. Next, draw a horizontal line right in the middle to cross everything over. You can think of this as a rope binding 2 pieces of bamboo slips together. On the right side, write our standing knife. Start with a short vertical line, then add a longer vertical line with a hook. And ta-da! You've completed the character, 删. The last character we will explore today is a 形声字 that uses the standing knife. The first component is the character 至, which means to arrive. When we add the standing knife, it becomes 到, which also means to arrive. The characters 至 and 到 are very similar, and are mostly interchangeable in modern Mandarin. Here, 智 clearly suggests the meaning, while the standing knife takes its pronunciation from the original character 刀, guiding us to pronounce our final character 道. 刀, 道. Okay, now let's write this character. It has the most strokes in today's lesson, 8 strokes. So it's a little challenge, but I know you can do it. For the first stroke, write a very short horizontal line. For the second stroke, starting from the middle of the horizontal line, draw a short tilted line down towards the bottom left, then turn it to make it horizontal. The third stroke is to add a longer dot. For the first stroke, write a short horizontal line below, then make it a cross, and then add a slightly longer tilted line going up. The final 2 strokes are to add the standing knife on the right side. Start with a short vertical line, then add a longer vertical line with a hook. And there you have it. You've completed the character 到, meaning to arrive. Great job! Awesome! I believe you did a fantastic job writing the characters and have a solid understanding of the component 刀 and its variation, the standing knife. At the end of this video, I will summarize all the characters we've learned today along with their pronunciations so you can practice them whenever you like. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. There will be more videos introducing more components, so don't forget to subscribe. I can't wait to see you next time. 下次见，拜拜。